Mattoon, Illinois, a peaceful town, August 1944. War raged overseas, but life in Mattoon carried on. Then the terror began, a prowler in the night, a strange, sickening smell, and a wave of fear that gripped the town. This wasn't a scene from a horror movie, it was the beginning of the Mad Gasser of Mattoon mystery. August 31st, 1944. Mrs. Urban Klein awoke to a strange odour in her bedroom. Nausea overwhelmed her. Her throat tightened. She felt paralyzed. Fear gripped her heart. Her husband called a doctor and the police. The intruder remained unseen, vanished into the night. The doctor found no trace of gas or poison, but Mrs. Klein's symptoms were very real. Nausea, vomiting, weakness, and a burning sensation in her throat and legs. Could this be the work of a madman, a mad gasser, as the newspapers would soon call him? Days later, more reports, similar symptoms, the mysterious odour. The unseen attacker struck again and again. The people of Mattoon were terrified. Was it a gas, a poison, the work of a deranged mind? No one knew. News of the attack spread like wildfire. People armed themselves, locked their doors, and kept watch. The police increased patrols, but the mad gasser, if that's who it was, remained elusive. Descriptions of the attacker were vague and often contradictory. Some witnesses claimed to have seen a man, tall and thin, dressed in dark clothing. Others spoke of a shadowy figure, quick and silent. The only consistent detail, the smell, a sickly sweet odor that lingered in the air. The lack of a clear description fueled the fear. Was the mad gasser a phantom, a figment of everyone's imagination? Or was he real, a cunning criminal who knew how to disappear into the night? Mattoon was a town under siege. People were afraid to go out at night. Windows were kept tightly shut, even in the stifling summer heat. Fear was palpable, a thick fog hanging over the town. The police were baffled. They found no trace of the attacker, no fingerprints, no footprints, no sign of forced entry. The attack seemed to be random, with no apparent motive. The police investigated every lead, every rumor, every whisper. They checked for gas leaks, for industrial accidents, for any logical explanation, but the results were always the same: nothing. Some experts suggested the attacks were a form of mass hysteria, fueled by fear and anxiety. Others pointed to the psychological effects of the war, arguing that the stress and uncertainty had manifested in this strange and terrifying way. Mass hysteria is a real phenomenon. Fear is contagious. In times of stress, rumors spread like wildfire, and people can become convinced of things that aren't real. Could this explain the mad gasser? Was it possible that the attacks were nothing more than a shared delusion, a product of collective fear? Some researchers believe so. Despite years of investigation and speculation, the mad gasser case remains unsolved. The attacks stopped as suddenly as they began, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Was there a real attacker, a criminal mastermind who used some unknown gas or poison? Or was it all in the minds of the victims, a testament to the power of fear and suggestion? The mad gasser of Mattoon has become a legend, a chilling tale of the unexplained. The case serves as a reminder that even in our modern world, there are still mysteries that defy explanation. The mad gasser may never be caught, but his story continues to fascinate and frighten us, reminding us that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we cannot see.